This is the time of year where most people begin to slow down. The days get darker, the temperatures drop, the pace of the world softens, and with that softness comes an invitation to relax, to unwind, to lose urgency, to let discipline fade. Most people accept that invitation without even noticing. They think it's harmless. They think they have time. They think it is natural to let themselves loosen because it's the end of the year. But the end of the year is not the time to loosen your grip. The end of the year is the time to sharpen it. This season reveals who is serious and who is seasonal. The winter does not only test your body, it tests your identity. There are two types of men in the world: the men who let conditions determine their discipline, and the men who maintain discipline regardless of conditions. The first group believes that motivation must be present act. They believe their environment has to feel right. They believe their emotions must align. They believe that discipline is something that happens to them. But the second group knows better. The second group understands that discipline is identity. Discipline is not based on feelings. Discipline is not based on weather, time, or a mood. Discipline is a decision, repeated until it becomes a fundamental part of who you are. The winter warrior belongs to that second group. When the world goes into comfort mode, the winter warrior goes into focus mode. When others slow their pace, he maintains his. When others start postponing progress, he accelerates. Not because he enjoys struggle, not because he loves discomfort, but because he understands something most people will never understand. The man who trains through the hard seasons becomes unstoppable in the easy ones. Winter is not an obstacle. Winter is leverage. There were earlier parts of this year where you were sharper. You remember those days. You woke up with intention. You moved with clarity. You held yourself to a standard that others couldn't see, but you could feel. You were locked in, and then, slowly, things became easier. Maybe life became more comfortable. Maybe pace slowed. Maybe you accomplished some things and thought you could afford to take your foot off the gas. But when a man removes his pressure, he removes his power, and over time, you felt it. The fire in your chest dimmed. The urgency faded. And now we are here, the cold season, the season of choices. The winter has always been symbolic in every warrior culture. Winter is the season of hardship, the season where the unprepared are exposed, the season where the strong are separated from the weak. If you can maintain discipline in the winter, then discipline is truly yours. The winter warrior uses this season to become sharper than ever. He understands that resistance is the greatest training ground. He understands that this is not the time to relax his identity. This is the time to reinforce it. You are not here to become someone new. You are here to return to the man you were at your strongest, and then surpass him. You have seen glimpses of your potential. You have experienced moments where everything clicked. But those moments are not enough. You cannot survive on memories of greatness. You must rebuild it now, actively, daily. And the winter is the perfect environment for this rebuild, because discomfort is everywhere. Resistance is everywhere. And resistance is the forge. You do not need excitement to come back. You do not need inspiration. You do not need hype or dramatic motivation. You need decision. You need repetition. You need follow through. The winter warrior does not care if he feels like training. He trains. He does not care if waking up early feels difficult. He waits. He does not care his mind tries to negotiate. He has already decided. The mind will try to slow you down. The body will ask for comfort. The world will encourage softness. But that is exactly why this is the moment that matters. Anyone can be disciplined when conditions are perfect. Anyone can be sharp when circumstances support them. But who are you when everything around you encourages you to slow down? Who are you when progress is not exciting but necessary? Who are you when no one is watching? No one is praising. No one is pushing you. That is where the winter warrior is forged. You are going into 2026 soon. and how you enter that year determines everything about the year that follows. Most men will walk into 2026 weak, soft, unfocused, and out of rhythm because they coasted into the new year. They will spend the first months trying to rebuild discipline that they threw away at the end of the year. Meanwhile, the winter warrior will enter 2026 already sharpened, already in momentum, already in rhythm, already dangerous. The world does not belong to the man who starts strong in January. The world belongs to the man who never stopped. This season is for training. This season is for reflection. This season is for rebuilding the relationship you have with your own word. Because everything comes back to that. The winter warrior honors his word. When he says he will do something, he does it. Not when conditions are ideal. Not when motivation is high, always. If there are cracks in your discipline, this is the time to fix them. If there are gaps in your routines, this is the time to close them. If there are habits that weakened you this year, this is the time to destroy them. Not later, not next year, now, before the year ends. Before 2026 arrives. Before you begin repeating old cycles, winter is your alarm clock. It is calling you to rise, to return, to sharpen, to reclaim your identity. The identity of a man who does not wait for life to get easier. The identity of a man who builds himself under pressure. The identity of a man who is not controlled by his feelings. The identity of a man who stays solid while others collapse. You know what you need to do. You know the routines you need to return to. You know the discipline you must restore. You know the standard you must reclaim. Stop thinking about it. Stop planning it. Stop waiting for the perfect way to start. Just begin. Begin today. Begin now. Begin with what is in front of you. Begin with the smallest step if you must, but begin. Because once you begin, momentum returns. And once momentum returns, identity restores. And once identity restores, you become unstoppable again. This winter is not your setback. This winter is your reawakening. This is the season where warriors are made. This is No Excuse Network. If you're done waiting for the year to change you, subscribe now. You sharpen today.